Hey everybody, it's time for another Redneck review. It's me, Robert, the Red Prince, and today we're doing my favorite dude on the planet, Ironman. Alright, this is a $3.99 book, so that's gonna start to take some points away if that's not a great story. But anyway, it is again done by Kieran Gillian and Greg Land. Okay, these are the same guys who did the Uncanny X-Men thing, and they've done a pretty good job with the first couple of arts right here, but not too great. We start off this one in the catacombs of Paris 1 year ago. May the world's endless shadow cure this. No, looks, no, inject 20 cc's. We see this dark room, and just yelling coming from it, basically. You just forget that. Get the pods now. And we see all this writing on the wall. It starts to come off like something out of a horror movie. Well, then the mood has changed when we are in Los Angeles, where a woman is riding away in a beautiful new sports car. And who's waving away at her? Tony Stark. He goes, "Have fun!" Pepper's over here, Tony. That car is crazily overclocked. I'm not sure that was a good idea. She's a student driver, Pepper. She can handle it. She's a stunt driver, I'm sorry. No, she's not. She's not the poet. Oh, well, it's probably... She's the poet. Oh, well, it'll probably be fine. I'm a CEO, not your secretary anymore, Pepper says. Your social world is no longer my responsibility. But, Tony, really, do they all look the same to you? Look at me. Be honest. Do I look the same to you? Of course not, Pepper. You're a redhead. Only in a big disappointment are you never a disappointment? Okay, the missing extremis situation made any progress, and any idea how many people it's been used on? I mean, exactly how many unethical created post-humans are we talking about? The last two extremis kits Tony says are problematic. We're seeing multiple enhanceals, but thankfully they're still in a limited locale. Suit, show us the traces. Yes, sir. AI still needs some work. Getting there. The personality is going through its awkward teens. Metaphorically speaking, it's hormonal, and surely. All of a sudden, he shows us this map of France. He goes, one cluster of 6 enhanceals, but the signal strange. It fades in and out, almost certainly mobile. The other one is stationary in Paris, in the catacombs, 13 enhanceals. They haven't moved in the last 2 days at all. I'll deal with them first. 13, that's insane, Tony, and these things are, you've seen, I assume everyone's seen Iron Man 3 at this point. These things can rip people apart for just no reason. Anyway, they just don't care. And they sometimes come out unstable. Well, anyway, 13, that's insane, Tony. What's the plan? Let me guess. It's not get some backup. Of course not. Heavy opposition, close confined area, no room to maneuver. It's going to be a stand-up fight. So what does Tony Stark do? Does he go in for the stealth effect like it, or a standard armor? No. He gets big guns. And Pepper goes, "Is this a new War Machine prototype?" He goes, "I wouldn't let the government get a hold of anything in this baby." So this thing is going to be decked out, and we're going to see some bullets flying. Got some advertisements here for another okay book. Well, anyway, we find ourselves in Paris. There are miles of catacombs beneath the sea. These have been repurposed to suit the people's needs, and it comes out like something like H.G. Wells or something like that. And he goes, "I've never been in claustrophobic, but this would be a bad time to start experimenting with exciting new neuroses." Grafted straight out of Tolkien. I hate Tolkien. I can't believe Tony Stark hates Tolkien. I mean, the Lord of the Rings are a big part of my childhood, and I absolutely love them. Well, all of a sudden, he finds comes to this room and he finds a camera. He taps into the camera, He's trying to see what was going on here. He figures maybe it was a documentary. They're trying to figure out the extremists, and we see him. He goes, they're the missing extremist system, and a scientist armed and scared. Any other cameras? Yeah. The guy tells him, yeah, give them to me. Well, we see something like his hands right here, and his hands being dragged away, bloodied and beaten. So it's starting to look like not really Tolkien, but Lovecraft. And oh look, as if I hadn't read this. He goes, look, it's not an entire coven of women. These women are in white sheets. Look like they're eating something. No, not Tolkien, Lovecraft. And we see their eyes are just blackened and deadly. As they've seen me somehow 50 meters time to, and they just latch onto him. Tony Stark finally has met the one thing he can't handle, and a superhuman woman who is just intent on eating him. Well, this new armor gives them a run for their money. Starts beating the snot out of them. He goes in here. He says, I could fight a Hulk in this suit, but 15 enhanciles, this is going to be a little bit different. Well, he lets loose and fires on them. They don't appear to be scratched. Then he goes through a door, and they just sort of stop. Well, what on earth did you do? We find the doctor in the video, or one of the doctors, who apparently shows up. He says, I've written the great Black Infinity will be carried to this dual world by a mortal body. We strove to make it so. He goes, I don't understand what you're talking about. Basically, what he's saying in this is that they were part of a cult that believed that their god was going to be born out of one of these people, but they didn't believe that the human body could handle it. So they tried to enhance it with technology. A god is going to choose a vessel that can't produce its offspring. Not very smart, in my opinion, this one. So that right there is a little bit of bad writing. But he goes, we crafted vessels fit for the seed of the Black Infinity, stronger, faster, feeling no pain, feeling nothing. A mind that won't fragment when they comprehend its majesty, no mind at all. We must have made a mistake. They went wild, or our tools of pacification were insufficient. They're trapped down here, he says, that part of the programming held. They can't pass the circle. You program them to be superstitious. Your delusion meets super science. And all of a sudden we have demons. Oh, great. At least you won't make any more. So he's getting ready to destroy this, the extremist enhancile, and the guy shoots him. He goes, sorry, dude, I might not be able to handle all those people out there, but you're just human. So the wall breaks after they fire and shatter everything, and the Coven, the Black Infinity people, are able to break through the wall, and Tony is just letting loose on them. Full blast, repulsors, cannons, everything. And we find out why one thing Tony hates about this armor, and why it's so deadly. We see him around this circle. They're all just sort of going around it, like it's disease or anything. We're the volunteers, maybe some. He goes, I don't know what to do, but I can't let them live like this. But whoever they were, they're not anymore. They've been overwritten with this, and they're programmed to be literal monsters. Suit all power to the cannon. This is a mercy killing. If I can kill them. The suit take control. Target full charge. Discharge cannon. Repeat until target equals 0. So Tony's got to go in here, and he's got to just murder these people because they're not human anymore. They can't be brought back. He goes, kill visuals. He can't even look at them because they're these pretty women, and he's got to blow their heads off. He goes, a pause of 20 seconds between each shot. A wet sound that turns my stomach. Then the hum of the capacitors building back up. 220 seconds, even shots. Then the suit lets me see that what I've done. 11 plus mine equals 12. One missing. Where is she? And he goes in here. He finds this one girl. Here's the shot of the cannons and everything. And he finds her laying on the ground. I guess maybe he thinks that she's snapped back too. Coincident, if the amount of dust say anything, it looks like she hasn't moved in days. She has dust on her. She's literally been there for days. Want to run the program? The AI says no. She's not a murderess. Murderess. I'll be darned if I'm going to treat her like a faulty hardware. So he's not big on doing that. So 12 hours later, we find Tony in the bar again. He completed the part where he was looking for the enhancer. How did it go? She asked. That bad? Yeah. Looking longly at Scotch-Rack. It was one of those missions. And Tony has, if you've ever read the story Demon in the Bottle, I would recommend go get that. Tony Stark had a bad time with alcoholism. So did I. But all the enhancers had their minds mashed. 13 people not around anymore, plus the deaths of everyone else involved. Treating people like things. I do that a lot, don't I? Only when you're not thinking. I'm always thinking, he says. So that's a wonderful little moment right here. Pepper, you're not like anyone. Thank you for being in my life. Tony, you're sober. You're sober is drunker than most people's drunk. So she's like, basically telling me it's not going to happen. And we see the enhance aisle in here at the Raft Top Security Superhuman Prison Psychiatric Wing. And we see her clutching her stomach. So apparently whatever they did, it's not over yet. We'll find out about that another time. Alright guys, well that's another Redneck review for you. All in all, I would say that this book was a close contained story. It definitely gave you a standalone story about the enhance-out stuff. It was an arc, but it had a standalone story. Altogether, I'm going to give the art a 4.75. Again, because I love how it was drawn with the armor and everything. It had some advertisements. It's a $3.99 book, so yeah, I'd say actually I'm going to go back and I'm going to say 4.50, just because I don't like I'm like our founder Lane White. I don't like advertisements just everywhere in the book, even if it's a Marvel advertisement. As far as the story goes, I am going to give it a 4 because I didn't like the logic of part of the story, and I'm a huge Ironman fan. Don't think I'm just picking on this book because I don't like Iron Man. I'm a huge Iron Man fan. So anyway, guys, that's your Redneck review from the Red Prince. A 4.50 for the story, for the art, and a 4 for the story. Alright guys, well that, like I said, that's your Redneck review. God bless you. If you guys would you guys like to tell me if I'm doing something wrong or something you don't like, please leave your comments below. We're going to have some more stuff in here. I'm going to have some more stuff here soon where we're going to talk more about comics and recommends and stuff like that. If we get enough subscribers, I'd love to do a discussion on who your favorite superheroes are. That way I can review them and just give you my opinion on it. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. So anyway, guys, this is Redneck Reviews with Robert, and God bless you all. And highly recommend you pick up the Iron Man series. It's a great series to do. Just start with the back issues, and if you want to, you can skip this issue. But if you're a collector, you're doing yourself a disservice. Talk at you later. Bye bye.